Okay, so you and I have talked for the last, I don't even know, has it been a year yet since we started talking about this? About how detrimental being a blogger can be to your mental health, and in particular being on Instagram.
Yeah.
We've gone to so many events together, and you kind of feel like you're invisible. You feel like because you're not one of the beautiful ones, that you are just a number. You're just there to make up the numbers. And
100%.
I think this is something that needs to be dealt with. I think we need to try and change that, try and find a way to make it different, because I love being a blogger. Since I got back into YouTube, I have been so happy and loving it more than I ever was on Instagram, because I think on YouTube there is space for everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
But for some reason on Instagram, I think it is more superficial, and maybe it is because of the pictures. You know, people want something more aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, and as I said before, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, especially for me, all of it is escapism. If my kids are sorted, I've got 5 minutes pace, I have a cup of tea in my hand, yeah, I'm scrolling, I'm liking, I'm doing everything that everybody else does. But I am not scrutinizing this. I'm not like picking people out, and I'm not raging, but there is a part of me that is very bothered by the fact that you and I and a couple of other girls who I've spoken to, we do feel like we're there just to bump the numbers up. Mm-hmm. We get our pictures taken as a courtesy, but are those pictures ever in the magazines? Are they ever online? Have they ever came out? No, because we are not one of the beautiful people. Personally, I think there is room for all of us. We all bring a different element to the table. Yes, there's some girls there that, rely on their bodies, rely on their pretty face, rely on the fact that they have a gorgeous outfit on. And here, fair fucks to you, fair play to you. That's great. I love seeing a nice outfit. I love looking at an outfit and going, she got that from ASOS, she got that from H&M, she got that from XYZ. I then go and have a look on ASOS. I then go and have a look on H&M. It's what we do as a culture. It's influencing. But there is room for everyone. Now, I think personally, because I talk about a lot of issues like mental health, narcissistic abuse, toxic masculinity, toxic traits in people. Sometimes I've talked about like sexual abuse and things like that, but that is quite heavy. I do understand that, but it needs to be addressed sometimes. I have addressed it, not in full detail, but I will one day. And I know that's not aesthetically pleasing to be sitting talking about that on Instagram, but it needs to be talked about. It's a platform. It's what it's there for. People use Instagram for so many different things. But in my opinion, especially here, especially like the NI blogger crew, it is very much to do. I feel it's very much to do with your looks. And I'm not crazy when I say that. And I can't help the way I feel. So if anybody watching this, is like, that's not true, everybody's included. Yes, we're all included, but we're also made to feel like, we're the background noise. We're not the front runners here. That's how we're made to feel.
I 100% agree with you. And just come into my head there. Obviously, it must be about a year and a half since I set up Lyndsey's World on Instagram and took it away from Lyndsey and Beauty. I had 2,500 followers on Instagram within the space of a few months, when all I did was post flat lays and pictures of other things. Once I changed that to having pictures of me, I didn't have the same amount of followers.
Yeah.
My Instagram did not take the same traction as it had originally done. My pictures don't get the same amount of likes. I get less than 10 likes on most of my posts. But yet my other ones where I wasn't actually in those pictures got tons. And just what you're saying about the pictures that are taken off us. There's, for example, Local Women magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I was a columnist for them, and my pictures still did not make the cut of actually being in their magazine.
Yeah, and you were on the front cover.
Yeah.
At events, your picture is not deemed good enough to feature in their magazine, but instead the likes of, I'm not going to name names, but the beautiful people are put in instead. You were on the fucking cover. That's mind-blowing to me. Like, that's actually mind-blowing to me how they deem that to be. Anyway.
But it's things like that that really mess with your mental health, because the longer this goes on, the more depressed you get about it, the more inferior you feel.
Yeah, 100%.
I have said it before that I'm at the stage where there's times I really just want to quit Instagram because it really messes with my head.
Yeah.
As I said, I've been so happy since I've been on YouTube because it doesn't feel as false. It doesn't feel as hard to just put the content out. Whereas on Instagram, I just think, why am I even bothering? Nobody's going to like this. Nobody's going to want to see it because I'm not skinny. I'm not talking about superficial things. I'm not talking about fluff topics. I'm not just posting random stuff. I want to talk about mental health like you, and nobody wants that. People just want to see pretty pictures and move on.
Yeah, like I was speaking about it earlier. Like, I was trying to explain this to my friend who doesn't have Instagram, and I was saying, right, this is how I explain this to someone who doesn't have Instagram. So if a girl comes on and she's really thin and she's beautiful and she's, she's got her tan on, her makeup done, her hair done, she's got a beautiful outfit on, she'll get thousands upon thousands of likes. If I put up a post about like something, not that she's not important, she is as important as I am, she's as important as you are, but if I put up a post about an actual topic, like mental health, it'll get like 15 likes. Yeah. It'll get like nothing, because people are aesthetic. They just want to see a nice picture and go, yep, love it, move on. Yep, love it, move on. And if you notice, there is a pattern. If you look at the comments, the same people comment on every single one, and it's the same comment. Stunning. Gorgeous girl. Oh my God, babes, you're gorgeous. Stunning, beautiful. It's the same comments every time. Yet on a post that I would post, it's actually, it affects everyone. It gets nothing. It gets nothing. And it's funny because there's I put it was ages ago, and it was just like a picture of like a sky or something. I can't even remember. And people were commenting on it, being like, "Oh my God, you're so gorgeous." They didn't even read what I had wrote. They didn't even look at it. It was just a reaction. It was just an instant reaction to a picture. And I felt like commenting, being like, did you even read what I wrote? Like, I'm not a writer. I don't have a degree in writing or anything like that. I enjoy writing. I enjoy putting my feelings out there and wording it to the best of my ability, so it sounds, kind of smart and interesting. I do read over them and go, oh, that sounds really good. Or I'll get Craig to read over them and he'll go, yeah, that's really good. Or we'll go over them and go, Jesus, that grammar's terrible, edit that. Or, blah, 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 before I put it out. And I feel like I do put a good wee bit of work into my posts. I don't post often on like the actual grid. I do a lot of stories because they're very, what's the word? They're very,
topical?
Well, they're like throwaway because they don't last very long. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of the word. They're very disposable. Because stories are very disposable. So I post on stories all the time, but I don't really post on the grid a lot because it takes me a while to think about what I want to post, what topic I'm going to post about, what picture I'm going to use, da-da-da-da-da. And then, excuse me, once you don't see the payoff, because you're not, one of the beautiful people, you kind of sit back and think, should I turn this page into something what it's not for the likes? And then you're like, oh, fuck, what am I doing? I'm not being my authentic self here. Because I have, on many different occasions, thought maybe I should just turn this into a fashion page and do those pictures where it's like everything's really strategically placed so I don't look like how I look in real life. And then I'll get all the likes, I'll get all the followers, but then it's like, could you really be arsed being that false? Like, it takes a lot of work to be that fucking false as well. Do you know what I mean? So, like, that's how I was trying to explain it to my friend, and she was like, she got it. And it isn't fair, because it's very easy to post a picture of yourself in nice lighting with a beautiful, with a beautiful outfit on. It's very easy to do that, but it's not very easy to put your actual feelings out there on a topic that is hard to talk about, and which is still a taboo subject for many people. There's still lots of people that will be like, I'm not depressed, and it's like, you're clearly depressed, let's talk about it, and they're like, nope. Do you know what I mean? There's still people like that out in the world. It's still a taboo subject. We put our hearts and our feelings in words and put it out there for the whole world to see, because our profiles are public. And like, you just feel like it's not being as recognized as much as the beautiful people, because, I have a lot of fat on my body. And, it's just the way it is. That's how it feels. And I know a lot of these people aren't, they're not doing it intentionally. They're doing their, they're being them, and it's great. They're not set out to go, I'm going to make her feel bad. That's not what they're doing at all. They're not doing anything wrong. But there is a place for everybody. But what happens is that because we're not, being those types of bloggers with the, I'm wearing a bikini today, or, look at this new dress I bought, or, whatever, you're not getting the recognition as much. It's like, okay, I know Instagram is a place for escapism, like TV, like the Kardashians is shit, but we all watch it because it's pretty. There's not a bad looking one amongst them, so it is nice to look at, but it's not real. It's not real. And maybe that level of like realism isn't very widely accepted because it is meant to be for escapism. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either. I think it is a really difficult one, because I think Instagram should be somewhere that we can talk about things. If we can talk about it everywhere else, why not Instagram?
Yeah.
Why can't we just be authentic?
Yeah.
I mean, there was last year, you and I talked about it before, about how my Instagram got away from being what it was supposed to be about, because once I started going to all those events and stuff, I kind of fell down that rabbit hole and thought, oh yeah, this is great, I'm gaining likes and people are looking at my profile more because I'm posting about this here, I'm going to keep doing it. And then realised I'm not talking about the things that I started doing this for. And it was the same even on YouTube over the years. I started doing YouTube from a bed, crying my eyes out, because I couldn't actually sit up straight. I couldn't do anything. And I wanted to always be true to that and talk about what it's like to live like me. And it's easy to fall down the rabbit hole of, well, if I talk about this stuff instead, I'm going to get more likes, I'm going to get more followers. But if I talk about this stuff, I'm not. People aren't going to watch my videos as much, or people aren't going to go on my pictures and like them as much. And it is really frustrating. And the whole follow Friday thing and share Sunday and all of that, I think I did it once lately, and it actually really pissed me off afterwards that I'd even done it, because I'm like, why? These people that I've just shared, yes, I look at their posts and I like their posts because I genuinely do like them. But they never in turn would come onto mine, because I'm not posting that aesthetically pleasing stuff that people just like and move on, because as you say, they're not actually paying attention to what they're looking at. I've seen it loads of times, where people are be like, oh, you're so gorgeous, that's a gorgeous outfit you're wearing, and you're like, that was a beach. That was a beach picture.
Or yes, it could be you in a nice dress, but what you're actually talking about is like, hi, I felt like fucking jumping off a bridge today. How the fuck are you? It could be that serious of a topic, and they're all like, stun, work, you look gorge, babes, and it's like, all right, thanks, but that's not what that. Yeah, and then you feel like just doing this with your phone and going, fuck. Pull your phone across the room, because it's like you've put so much work into that little fucking paragraph. I don't mean like you've put work as in like you've written a fucking essay, because you can't. It's Instagram, you can't write that much. You've put so much work into it because you buried your fucking soul on it, and you've told the truth, and you've been like, I feel so shit today that, you know, I didn't want to be alive today. Like, that shit is fucking deep. It's personal. It's heavy. And then, you know, when you do get the, oh, you look stunning, it's like, okay, yeah, great, but like, I felt like not being here today. Did you read the message? Yeah. Like, it's not always about a nice fucking dress.
That is the problem. People would say, well, post really nice pictures of yourself and people will pay attention more. But they don't. They just see the picture and move on. They don't read anything else.
No, they don't read anything. Like, because I have receipts. Like, I literally have a picture of a fucking tree. A tree. And someone commented being like, you are stunning. You are stunning. Like, me, personally. And it's like, that's a fucking tree, Janice.
You're the sexiest tree, though.
That's a tree, Karen. Like, who? Like, it's you know, it is funny, because at the end of the day, it's just a fucking app. You could easily delete it and just be like, okay, that's away. That doesn't exist in my life anymore. Boom. Do you know what I mean? But then on the other side of this minor complaint, on the other hand, like look at us. We didn't know each other this time 2 years ago.
No.
We didn't know each other, and now we're like share a really lovely connection, and we wouldn't have known each other if it hadn't have been for Instagram. I wouldn't have known Chloe. I wouldn't have known, you know, a handful of other people that their names can't come to my head right now, but you know, I wouldn't have known, you know, 10 to 20 plus people. You know, I wouldn't have known them without Instagram, which is amazing. Yeah, because I have built these nice friendships, and, you know, I'm not gonna lie, before I started doing this, you know, I had like maybe 3 friends, you know, in my whole entire life, and that's okay, that's fine, you know, quality not quantity. But now my friendship circle has gotten slightly bigger, and it's lovely, because, you know, variety and all that, you know, different people to talk to, different mindsets, different views, you know, all that. So it is lovely in that sense, because there is there can be a really lovely sense of community on Instagram. There's you know, there's women supporting women, and we all back each other up, and we all big each other up, and that's lovely. But there is a very dangerous side to it, where you're thinking, I went to that event, I dressed really, really nice, I felt really good about myself, I had fun with my friends, I really enjoyed the event, got my picture taken, which, you know, it makes you feel really special. If a photographer comes over and like, can I take your picture? You're like, oh, okay. You do feel good. And then it's not on their Instagram page, it's not in the magazine, it's not on their stories, it's all the beautiful people that were there. And then you go from up here to down here. Yeah. And it's like, why didn't we get that same opportunity? Why didn't we get that chance? Why didn't we? Like, a very good example of this is when we went to an event where I had won a very special prize. Like, it was quite fucking big prize. And we had gotten our picture taken with the prize. And it was like, oh my God, did you see this? Holy fuck, you know, this is amazing. Where was our pictures? Nowhere. Not one outlet, not on any of their Facebook groups, Instagram, Twitter, in the magazine, nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It was all the beautiful people who sat there like, It was all them ones.
Yeah, 100%. And I called them up on that.
Yeah, and I'm very, very sure that most of them are good crack. Like, I'm sure some of them are like the best crack ever. But they're not the crack at these events. Some of them aren't the crack. They just sit and it's very... the whole time. There's no personality coming out there. They don't talk to anybody because they're like, I've got 30k followers. I don't need to talk to you. And it's like, okay. But we're the crack.
Yeah.
Like, I'm laughing and I'm chatting and I'm loud, but so fuck. And like, I'm having a good time and that's never recognized. And it's really fucking annoying because it's like, isn't this meant to be entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this meant to be entertaining? Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, what's entertaining watching someone do duckface the whole night into their phone, being like, oh, we're at this event today, guys, but I'm not showing you the event. I'm only going to show you my dress. It's, you know, you didn't even document the fucking event. You just took pictures of yourself. Like,
I've seen that so many times with events we've gone to.
Yeah.
Where people are standing there with a shopping bag going, I was at such and such today. Where did you shop? What did you buy? Where were you? We're not seeing anything. You know, it's just a pretty picture of you posing by a tree. And I don't mean that it was beside you, because that's a different tree. But yeah, I mean, that one particular event that you're talking about, I can remember someone in particular, every time our eyes met, this person looked at me as if to go, yeah, it's me. You're actually seeing me in the flesh.
Yeah. I know that you know who I am.
Yeah. And it just felt like, and there's times where you see some people and you think, I'm going to go and speak to this person because I really like their content. And then you see them just sitting there like this wee robotic thing, just taking pictures of their duck face. And you're like, actually, I'm not going to. I'm just going to move on and go and talk to somebody who I can actually have a laugh with.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've met loads of people who would be like, you know, the big names in this blogging industry here. And they're lovely. They're really, really nice, down-to-earth people. Yes, they have a specific aesthetic for their Instagram page, but they're actually really nice in real life, which is lovely. Like, as I've said before, this is not all negative.
No.
Absolutely not. There's been fabulous events that we've attended. There's been fabulous opportunities. There's been beautiful gifts sent my way, you know, that I feel like I don't deserve. But then on the other hand, why don't I deserve it? You know, I deserve it as much as the next person. It's not all negative. I do actually really enjoy this. But it's like life. You're doing really well. And then someone goes, you know, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. And then you're back to square one again. That's what it's like on this. It's just like you're doing so good. You're so good. And then you get like a negative comment, or somebody says something to you at an event, or you're treated as if you're not even there at an event, and then you're just right back down again. Like, and it does suck. And thankfully we're very, very tuned into it, and we're very aware of what's happening because we know why it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's very shitty. Like, that's the only word I can use for the fact that, you know, we're not spoken to at these things because we're not the models.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I don't know about you, but I've got something to say, and like, I'm interesting and I'm funny and I'm engaging and I'm confident, but you're making me feel like I'm not all those things because I'm not the prettiest one. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. And it's not fair. And I know a lot of girls who feel this way. With this whole anti-blogging thing, I know a lot of the girls feel this way. I really do. It's not just...
I mean, at the end of the day, we are the real people. You know, whatever size we are, whatever colour our hair is, whatever we wear, we're all real people and we all have a place here. We all have our own things to say, our own things to share.
Yeah, there's room for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's time that we were more inclusive, that more of those outlets did share our pictures, because I don't know about you, but when I open up a magazine and see a real person in it and not just a stick thin model, I am really excited. Like, come on, the best thing that's ever happened to me was that photo shoot we had for the magazine. Like, that was amazing. I felt so good, and that girl was brilliant. She was so lovely, and actually talked about how she wanted us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was fabulous. She was brilliant. She was very, very good.
Yeah, so lovely, and made me feel so at ease. And I was terrified of doing that because of my weight, because I'm not one of the most aesthetically pleasing to look at people. But I look at that magazine cover and I look at those pictures and I feel good because I was myself.
In them. Yes, and you were authentically yourself. Yes, you had those other outfits and stuff, but you were like, no, I'm not going to wear those because they're not me. Because, you know, you were pressured into taking those because obviously they wanted photographs of them. I get it. You know, it's free PR for them. But no, you were authentically yourself. You were genuinely at ease. You felt comfortable. So all that came out and you looked fucking beautiful. Like, I don't know.
I had a great makeup artist that day though.
Like we spoke about it, and it was like, you know, I just want to look like me.
Yeah.
And I put the bare minimum on you. Literally the bare minimum makeup on you, and it just shone through, and it was fucking beautiful. Like, it was really stunning. And I'm just going to say it did not get the recognition it deserved. It didn't.
No.
It really, truly didn't. And it's an awful shame because it was beautiful. Even the article was beautiful. It was beautifully written and it was gorgeous and everything about it was lovely. And it didn't get the recognition it deserved. It just didn't.
No. Because it was too real.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, like, I know these girls, they can't help it. The beautiful ones, they can't help being beautiful. Fair play to you. You were born that way, lucky duck. But, you know, there's some people who aren't born that way, and we have to try a little bit harder, and that effort doesn't get recognised, and it's...
No.
Like, and I'm not sitting here, you know, belittling these girls either, you know, the ones who have 10k plus and they're, you know, they've got stunning figures and they've always nice clothes and they always have beautiful skin, and I'm not putting these people down. You do you. Like, you're doing fabulously. Like, you're doing a great job. But again, to me, that gets more recognition than anything we would ever do.
Yeah.
And the real question there is, why? Why should it be like that? Because it's not fair.
Yeah.
And just as in life, we have to work harder on Instagram, just in the same way we have to work harder in life. Because the reason why I use humor towards everything is because I fucking had to.
Yeah.
I had to make people laugh and notice me growing up, because I wasn't, you know, a girl called Shauna in my class who was stunningly beautiful and everybody loved her, but she hadn't a thought in her head. You couldn't talk to her. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
So I had to get people to recognize me with humor, and I still do it. Like, even on my stories, like, I try to make them as lighthearted and as funny as possible. And like, I curse a lot, and, you know, there's been some people that said to me, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that. Or, it's funny, I've noticed a pattern every time I put up a story and I curse a lot, which is naturally me. Like, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm from West Belfast. It's a Westie trait. We curse a lot. I lose followers every time I put up a story.
Really?
Every time. Yeah, every time I do a story and I'm talking in it, especially, lose. Every time.
I notice in my stories, if I'm talking about something serious, I'll maybe get, like, say, 70 people will watch the first one. The next one, you see it going down. The next one is like cut by half because people don't want to be bothered. People are just
skim. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I get that as well. But I have been I think I've been 50 people off 2,000 followers for like 4 months now, because every time it nears, it just drops dramatically. Whenever I go on stories and curse like a sailor, or talk about the time, you know, I remember when I, you know, told you I nearly ended my life. Well, here's another part of the story. Yay! Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not offended. I'm not upset. I totally sleep over it. But it would be nice to have the recognition that they have. That's the main point here, because there's room for everybody, and yeah.
I think we live in a time where we should all have the recognition, and at events we should all have the same place, and it shouldn't be just because somebody's picture is more aesthetically pleasing that they get the better opportunities. And, you know, I don't know about you, but whenever I look at somebody's Instagram grid and it's just that generic monotone colour that is the same as everybody else's, I get bored and go off very quickly. I want something a wee bit more substantial. And maybe that's where we're going wrong, but I think we live in a time where we should all be inclusive. You know, let's all share each other. Let's love everyone.
And then and this isn't about likes. Like, I'm not sitting here like being like, I want more likes, I want more followers. Like listen, if I put a story out there and I'm talking about like mental health, I'm talking about how like what I do to help my anxiety or panic attacks, blah blah blah. And if I get one person messaging me out of that being like, that really fucking helped me today, or I needed to hear that today, or thanks for talking about that, you know, that's great. Yeah. If that one person does that, you know, brilliant. Like, I'm not looking for like excuse me, I'm not sitting here crying that I don't have thousands of followers. Like, I don't care. I don't care if the only person to follow me was you. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. But it's just just the main point of this, even to just feel seen at these events. And I know we haven't been to an event in months now because of lockdown and whatever, but even just to feel seen at an event would be lovely. Like, for one of the bigger ones to come over and be like, so who are you? What's your name? Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. Or, you know, just whatever. Like, that would be nice. It would be nice to feel recognised at these events sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong, there has been events I've been to and I've been like, God, that was really good today. Like, that was brilliant. And then there's other ones you walk away from and you're like, wow, okay. All right then. And then you feel like, what's the point? Why am I here?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I started going to the events because I wanted to meet other bloggers, because when I started doing YouTube years ago, there was no community in Northern Ireland. The only people I knew that did that sort of thing were from down south or England or America. So when I came back into this, I was so excited to see that there was this community. And it was really nice then to see other people who did the same thing, and, you know, that you could interact with and you could get to know and maybe collab with and stuff as well. But the longer time goes on, you do start to realise, hang on a second, I'm a wee bit inferior here. I am bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
You know, in a room with 100 people at a big event, well, semi-big event, I am in the bottom 10 because I talk about real stuff, because I'm not as aesthetically pleasing as other people. And again, that's not their fault. You know,
no, it's not their fault.
And this isn't to say that they don't have their own mental health problems as well, because just because you're beautiful doesn't make you perfectly mentally well either.
This is
know. But the whole point of this is, let us be seen. You know, if you take our picture, bloody share it.
Yeah. I mean, there was one event, we were literally put to the back, you and I, literally put to the back intentionally. We were sitting in the middle, and then it was like, actually, you guys move to that table. which was at the back, and which also had like a partition.
Yeah.
And then one of the other girls, who has quite a bigger following than us, sat down next to us because you knew her. At the time I didn't know her, and she was asked to go to the front. Like literally the person came over and went, no, you're not with them, you go over there, up with the big names. Yeah, that was like,
yeah,
okay, we'll just stay behind this partition then.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was very, very, very thankful to be invited to that event because it was a big thing. It was free. It was delicious. It was, it was a really good event. But that little thing really pissed me off. Like, that really pissed me off because it was like, well, why can't we go up there?
That was my second ever event with that group.
That was my first event.
Yeah. That was the one we obviously met at. But it kind of set the tone for the rest of the year for me.
Yeah. 100%.
It was sad because like I was so excited getting to know people, and as you said, I had spoken to that person before, and it was like, oh yes, I'm finally going to get to sit down with this person and chat with them, and then they were whisked away because they needed to be with the more popular people and we needed to be with the people who,
And it's funny because a lot of these big name bloggers will turn around and be like, it's not about the numbers. Sometimes it is.
It is.
Sometimes it is.
Because they want the bigger ones to be seen being there. We don't need to be seen.
Which is great. I get it. For like advertising purposes, I get it. But also give us a chance.
Yeah. Because how do we grow?
Exactly.
How do we get more opportunities if we don't get offered them, if we don't get seen? Like those events that we've been to, if our picture ended up in a magazine, there's a chance that people would go, oh, look, there's that girl who talks about mental health. There's that girl who talked about being sexually assaulted. There's that girl who talks about living with chronic pain stuff. And, let's talk to her. Let's offer them an opportunity. But because we are kind of pushed to the back and not given those opportunities or ignored or, brands don't come to us the same. We don't get the same opportunities. And I'm not in this for the free stuff. I mean, the amount of money I've spent on things to review and talk about myself, especially in lockdown, but we won't tell Thomas that,
Now, did you order something else and like it was hashtag gifted?
But yeah, I love sharing things. I'm really trying to post about plus size clothing because something that I was really afraid of doing before, and it terrified me. I filmed, see that video that I put out this week? I filmed that 4 times.
Really?
4 times.
Oh my God.
And in the end I had to go, screw it, it's going out, I'm doing it. I don't care that I'm not 100% happy with this. I am putting it out. I was so nervous. Like, I watch that video and I think, I actually look more nervous in that video than I have ever done in any of my videos.
And that's strange because you didn't come off as nervous at all when I watched it.
Good.
That's not one thing
I'm
I
glad.
thought. Genuinely, that's not one thing I thought.
I have other clothes coming, and I've done it before. I've bought things and I filmed myself doing a haul of it and trying the stuff on and then not posted it because I have been afraid of standing there showing myself. And I'm like, no, I am doing this because it's all part of being real. It's all part of showing who I am as a person and showing other people. Like, I remember whenever I first started doing YouTube years ago and I posted a thing about living the way I do, and I cried so much in the video because I was so fed up. I'd been in bed for 2 weeks, and I remember somebody messaging me telling me that they'd shared it with their husband because their husband couldn't get their head around it, and for the first time ever he actually went, wow, okay, I see where you're coming from, because it's not just you're not the only person living like this. And that really made me realise, hang on a second, I do have a voice. I can share myself. I can talk about this. As you said, if you only help one person, that's okay.
Yeah,
At
that's
least
great.
you help that one person.
Yeah.
And it would be nice if people just saw that. I think that is the thing. We want to be seen. We don't want to be pushed to the background just because we're not half the size that we are, or we don't post fluff. You know, share everybody. If you're doing a follow Friday, if you're doing a share Sunday or whatever, share the people that really have substance as well.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
like, I first started at the page as like, yeah, I'm going to talk about mental health and stuff, but I also really love fashion because I studied it and whatever else. And I did do a lot of like posts where it was like, okay, so this is from, and then I just got really bored with it because, like, if I'm wearing something in a picture or something in a story, you know, if you like it, ask me. I'm not going to be like funny about it. I'm going to go, yeah, I got this in pre-work. It was only a tenner, babe. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be funny about it. Just, if you like it, ask. But that's not why I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Love the fashion accounts. Love them because, as I said before, they're nice to look at. They can be informative. I do then go on to the website where they've bought it and went, oh, you know, I might get myself that or whatever. You know, I've been influenced. They are good and they are brilliant in that way. But that's not what it's all about, in my opinion, like the whole platform. And we're trying something different with the platform, and it's just not. It is being recognised in one way, but then it isn't on the other.
Yeah.
Because, like, and I hate to say it, but like I mean, it must be some bit of fat phobia.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not tarring them all with the same brush. I'm really truly not. But wouldn't it be more interesting if a brand had, you know, people that look like us in the pictures rather than the same old?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be more interesting? And like, that's like the dream one day. That's like, you know, that would be lovely. If it's not us, someone else. But yeah, I don't want this to seem like we're sitting here bitching and we're completely ungrateful, because we're not.
No.
But it just, sometimes it's quite hurtful because you're like, well, I deserve to be here too.
Yeah.
I was actually invited to this. Like, I didn't just walk in here and go, I pushed my way through. Like, you've invited me to this. I love that. I'm so grateful for the invitation. I'm here. But then it's like, okay, why am I here?
Yeah.
That's exactly how it feels. It's like, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. But why am I here? None of you are talking to me. And like, I've tried. I've went over and I've been like, hi. And, you know, it's Mean Girls.
Yeah, it is.
It's like,
and
they're all Regina George. And you're kind of a bit like, oh, okay, I'll just leave then. Bye.
Yeah. It sucks.
And there's
really
only been,
does.
I think there's only been one event that we went to, and it genuinely felt like it was for everyone.
Yeah, which that's actually something that I see people doing all the time at those events. They come along, have their picture taken, take a selfie, say they were there, and then they're gone.
Yeah, away, out the door, to get their freebies, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, you know, why do they deserve to be able to just do that just because they have a few thousand more followers than us? You know, you should be privileged because I've been here.
Yeah.
Now I'm leaving.
Yeah. See ya. I know. Yeah. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like, it is. Do you know what? It is what it is. And the only thing we can do is just keep showing up.
Yeah.
And just keep being like, listen, I'm here. I belong here. I belong here as much as you do.
Mm-hmm. I want to encourage more people like us to show up and be present. When I was doing that video, the collab that we all did, it really saddened me how many people said no because they were afraid of putting themselves out there. There was 6 people said no because they were too afraid to do the video.
That is sad. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Oh, bless them.
And yeah, they're right. Like, they're not one of the more aesthetically pleasing Instagrams. They're not up there with the people who have thousands upon thousands. But it's something that would have helped them. But they were too afraid to do it. Because...
That's a shame. That is a big shame. Because it was a lovely thing to be a part of. Like, it really was.
I loved it, and I thought it was really nice that everybody's was so different, and everybody put their own 2 cents in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a generic video where it was just fluff. It was real. I cried, I have to be honest.
Yeah, it was really emotional, and it was really heartfelt, and you know, it was speaking the truth, and we all put our own wee spin on things, and you know, like Adele was really fun.
She was brilliant.
That Daniel Benny reference was perfect.
But I also noticed that, like, it's had less than 500 views. You know.
And you know why?
And a video like that should get more.
And it stings because, you know, if you are invited to an event, it's kind of like, you should be grateful you're here. Mm-hmm. Don't complain. So you have to stand there and be like, this event's great. Whereas inside you're going, I'm not sitting up at the front because I'm not a model. Mm-hmm. I'm not sitting with the cool kids because I'm not a model. I'm not sitting with them because I don't have 10k plus followers. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very that, and it does leave you very deflated. But then it also, you know, sticks a drive up your arse to do better. Not better, do more. Mm-hmm. Not better, because I'm not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. No. Not do better, do more. And push more and work harder, and because it's like the way we have to do it in life. Like, it's like going to a very busy bar and not getting served at the bar because all the pretty ones are standing in front of you. It's like fighting through that crowd to get your drink.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it happens every time you go out to like a fucking club or something. And because I'm a cheeky bitch, I just push them all the way. And I'm like, yo, double vodka. Because I don't click my fingers because I'm not that much of a cunt. But I'm like, you know, pay attention to me. I'm here too. Yeah. I'm also a customer. You know, it's very that. It's like trying to get your drink order at a very busy bar, but there's a gaggle of beautiful women standing in front of you. Of course they're going to get served first.
Of course. Not
Not even in front of you, beside you. And it's like...
Or behind you.
Yeah, or behind you. Yeah, I've had that too. Behind you. Oh, she got her drink, so I was here for like...
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's stand up. Let's push through that crowd.
Yeah, it's very
push our way to the front and take what we deserve.
Yeah, because we deserve it too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all trying to get through this thing called life the best we can. You know, be as decent as people as we can. And, you know, I feel that the things that we post are interesting and funny and give like relief to people. And, you know, I get messages nearly every day of people being like, you know, that was really funny, needed that laugh today, or, you know, that happened to me.
Yeah.
You know, good on you talking about it on such a public platform. You know, I get messages like that every day, and it's lovely and it's really worthwhile. And as I said before, if it only helps one person or if it helps 2,000 people, like, I don't care. But to me, I'm still helping someone through this, which is really nice, and it's why I started it in the first place. So,
well, yeah. With this, we need to take away from it that it doesn't matter what other people are seeing us as. It doesn't matter that people don't find us as aesthetically pleasing. let's still just bloody be the awesomeness that we are, and let's help push through this. And hopefully one day we won't feel like this anymore. We won't feel like we're the bottom of the barrel bloggers out there. But in the meantime, we need to put our big girl pants on and keep bloody doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will inspire other people like ourselves to just keep doing it and not give up, because I've known people in this past couple of years to give up.
Yeah, same. I've known people just to throw the towel in. And like, yeah, of course, most times I come back from an event and I'm like, what is even the point?
Yeah.
I'm just going to delete my account, whatever. And then I don't, because then I think, do you know what? No, fuck you. I'm going to come on later and tell you a really embarrassing story about, about like how my mate got arrested one night. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm going to come on and do that anyway. So give you all a bit of a laugh instead. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, and as much as I've said that I'm probably not going to go to events and stuff anymore, I am going to go to those events, because
that's why I said to you.
I'm just bloody going to keep going until people start realising we're not going anywhere.
No, keep going and get yourself noticed.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, one of those people who are beautiful, and they're beautiful, all credit to them, they're stunningly gorgeous. They go once and they get recognised. We have to go 20 times to get recognised. That's just how it is, kid. That's just how it is. It's society.
Yeah, it is.
It's society. But I mean, look at magazines. Like, look at the whole thing with Adele, like the singer.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, she wasn't perceived as being beautiful in any way, shape, or form until she lost weight. Like, bitch, she was stunning when she looked like she ate 3 adults.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, when she looked like she had a twin and ate the twin, she was still stunning. She was still beautiful. She didn't need to be perceived as beautiful until she lost weight.
No, it's very sad.
And it's always praised, like, internationally. It's like, she lost weight. Not, she had one of the biggest selling albums in the past 30 years as a 19-year-old. No, that achievement doesn't matter. She lost 3 stone, so...
Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-fuck. My weight goes up and down weekly. Do I get applause when I lose a couple of pounds? No, I don't. No, I look good. I'm not losing weight. Fuck it. I feel comfortable. Until I start feeling uncomfortable, that's when I'll do something. But right now, I'm fine.
I'm not losing weight for how I look. I'm losing weight because my heart is busticated.
Yeah,
and I know that the older I get, the worse it's going to get with my weight.
Yeah, I would never do it for looks.
No.
Ever. It's how I feel right now. And right now, I'm quite comfortable. It's until you start feeling like this has happened to me before. It's when you start going, I feel so uncomfortable. Yeah. I can't walk up the stairs and I'm like, if I know I'm coughing right.
Dirty smoker.
That's because I smoke, because I'm a perfect person.
It's so true though. Just because you lose weight doesn't make you any better of a person.
Literally, it doesn't define you.
No.
At all. Like, there's a really great saying I keep saying to the kids. Like one of them will go, oh, like, she's really fat. And I'll be like, no, listen, no. She is not fat. She has fat. She is not fat. She has it. Being fat it's not a personality trait. You'll say, she's funny. Yeah, she's hilariously funny. But she is not fat. That's not a personality trait. It's I have it.
Mm-hmm.
It belongs on my body right now. But,
it's not me.
It's not me. Like, my personality isn't fat. My personality's just fucking fine. Thank you very much. Joey, I keep saying that. I'm like, no, she doesn't have fat. She has fat. She isn't fat.
Yeah.
2 very different fucking things.
Exactly.
Fat isn't a personality trait. It's just liking food too much and being lazy. I mean, I've lost shitloads.
I'm lazy. I have fat. I am lazy.
Yes, that is a personality trait. Being lazy is a personality trait. But I mean, I've lost shitloads of weight before, and I know I can do it again if I really wanted to. It's just right now, I don't fucking want to.
Okay, so I think we've spent a lot of time talking about a lot of different issues with the whole blogging as a bigger person and not as aesthetically pleasing as other people, but I think it is something that could change, and let us be the ones to keep bloody pushing through.
Let's be the two.
Yeah, let's bloody do it.
Yeah.
We'll break through the barriers. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing what we come up with next time.
Yes, thanks very much. You know, I love a good rant, so I really enjoyed this, so thank you.
And thank you to everybody who has listened or watched. Let us know in the comments below what you think of blogging as a non-aesthetically pleasing person, or do you find you've actually had a different experience than we have? Let us know. It'd be interesting to hear. Thank you for watching, listening, all of that. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.